Hey guys, Terry again with Computer Pro. Just trying to address some of those questions that people were asking about the last layer, so I'll do my best to address those. Some people had questions on the corner pieces as well as the around the world stuff, so I'll address the around the world first. So you were talking about, you know, they have to keep on doing around the world over and over and over. Around the world, for those of you who don't know, is when you say you're following this white and red piece, okay? You're going to drop the piece, bring it to the side, bring it back. Now it's here. You're going to rotate the bottom twice, which basically moves it to this side. Then you're going to drop the middle again, and it's going to line back up, okay? And of course that messes up the cube. So that's around the world, okay? You can practice and do it faster by, you know, when you do the bottom, if you give it a 1-2 with, say, this finger and then this one, so when you turn it, it's, if you can see this, it's like 1, 2, okay? It's just a little bit faster like that. So you're able to do like one motion and spin the bottom like that. That's an easy way to practice it, is just go over and over and over. So there's 3 basic patterns that you should get with the bottom. You know, once the corners are done and you're at the stage where you need to do the around the world, you're going to wind up with really only 3 main things. Okay, the first is when the pieces are adjacent. You're going to have one here and one here. Okay, and the other scenario is when you're going to have one here that needs to be flipped and one across from it. And the third scenario, which is the worst, is when you get them in the right spot, but they're all flipped. You have 4 flipped. And when you have that, you have to do one of the other patterns as if they were adjacent or across first to kind of move them around, and then you have to solve for that. So if you get them 4 in the right colors, but just flipped and all 4 are flipped, that's a bad scenario because you have to do extra work to get them all flipped, okay? So the first one, and you can practice this and mess it up by kind of doing the same pattern to fix it. So for example, we're going to do the one where it makes them adjacent, okay? So for that, let me get it there. Oops. Okay, so the cube solved except for these 2, okay? So what I want to do is, anytime you get this, you always want to have it at 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock, okay? Up and to the right, and you just rotate it down with white on top, okay? And then instead of, if you follow the edge piece, white and red, instead of bringing it to the side, what we're going to do is we're going to bring it to the back and do one extra move, and then we're going to do around the world, okay? So the things to look out for is, well, to do the move first, I'm going to drop the middle, bring it over, bring it back. Now instead of going twice, like regular around the world, I'm only going to go once, which brings it back here, okay? Then I'm going to drop the middle again, and I'm going to use the same hand. I've been using my left for everything here, and I'm going to spin it once, bring it back, and I'm just going to bring this piece back. Flip the opposite way, it's back over here, drop the middle, line it back up, and bring it back, okay? What that'll do is it'll always create one solid side. In this case it's orange. Okay, so I've got 3 messed up sides and 1 solid side. This is what you always want to look for. Anytime you're solving the bottom, if you may just wind up here, you know, and you may not need to do any of those. If you have 1 solid side, 9 times out of 10 you're going to want to put that in front and just do around the world, because it may just solve it, or it's either going to solve it, or it's going to leave you with the 2 adjacent pieces, or it's going to leave you with the other pattern. There's really only 3. It's fairly simple. Or it's going to leave you with the one that you don't want, which is where all 4 of them are. But in this case, because they were adjacent, and I did that move to create my one face, now I know that when they're adjacent, it's going to take 2 around the worlds. You know, after we create our face, it's going to take 2 around the worlds to solve it. If they were across from each other, it's only going to take 1. So this is going to take 2. So my first one, okay, same thing. I put the face in front. Never turn it and do it. I'll always keep the solid face in front, okay? Now this time is the second one. It's going to solve the cube, okay? And there it is. So once again, it was bringing it down to the center, over, bringing it to the back, flick again, then bringing it back, and kind of lining it back up. And that creates, let me just get to that point again really quick for you. Okay, there. So there's my two. So to solve it, I put them like this. White on top, drop the middle, bring it to the back, one spin, start bringing it back. Look for the face I created. In this case it's red. Put red in front and do around the world twice. Once, twice, and the cube solved. Okay, that's scenario one. The other scenario is, let me try to get there. Okay, the other scenario is if they're across from each other. Okay, so when they're across from each other, what you want to do is, it doesn't matter which one goes on top, but you put one on top. You don't want it like this, okay? You put one on top, rotate it so white's up. Then you do the same move where you bring it in back, only this time when it's in back and we put the front down, we're not going to flip it with our left hand, we're going to flip it with our right. That's the difference. There's two major differences. The first is that one separate bottom flick is done with the opposite hand, if they're like this. And the other difference you'll notice is it's also going to create a solid face, just like the other one did, only instead of needing two around the world, you're only going to need one, okay? So to follow me here, we're going to drop the middle, flick it over, bring it back, okay? Flick it to the back, drop the middle, only this flick is going to be the opposite hand, like that. Now we're going to bring it back, start bringing it back to line it up, okay? Once again, it creates one solid face, happens to be green. Three messed up faces, one solid. We know because they were across from each other instead of like this, now it's going to solve in one time. One time around the world it's going to solve. And there it is, the cube solved. So that's the only difference is really if it's across from each other, when you do the variant to bring the edge piece to the back, you're just flipping with you're flipping the bottom with this hand. If they're adjacent from each other, you do the same move, only you flip the bottom with this hand. That's the only difference, okay? And you're always looking for that solid face, okay? The other example, I don't even know if I can, hopefully I can get it. Let's see. Because it's the one you don't want, so it's not like I try to get this one, you know. Let me see here. I got two again, shoot. Sorry guys. I don't, the other one is bad. You don't really want it, so it's I'm not really there. Hopefully this will do it. Yes, this is it. Okay, this is the one you don't want. There are algorithms out there of like longer complex ones that will solve this in one thing. It's a long chain, but to do the simple around the world thing, when you get to this position, like I said, there's only really three. Either you have I guess there's not three. Either you're going to have a solid face already. Okay, so there's technically four. Either one face is solid. In that case, put the solid face here, you know, your solid face facing you, and start doing around the world. It may just solve, or it's going to wind up either here, or it's going to wind up adjacent or across. If you get here, you're going to have to just do you're going to have to treat it as if it's adjacent or if it's across. Okay, so it's going to take you like one extra step basically. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to have to say I'm going to treat it like it's adjacent. Okay, remember, if it's adjacent, drop the middle, bring it to the back, left hand flip, bring it back. Okay, then, I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. You can just do around the world and around the world again, and I wind up with my adjacent pattern. Then so it's kind of like doing it twice. Then I have to solve for this adjacent pattern, which is the same thing. Drop the middle, bring it to the back, flick with my left hand, bring it back. Look for the solid face, always. Put the solid face in front. And because it was adjacent, I know it's going to take 2 times. Once, twice, and it's solved. Okay, so those are the 3 things really. And as far as the, I don't want to make this too long a video. As far as the corner piece, somebody was saying, let me try to. Yeah. Okay. So when you have a corner piece, they said they let me try to get it to where it's really messed up, or I can't. Okay. There's like none. So at this point, you know, there's some memorization. Like you can look for certain patterns, but to keep it easy, what I do, just pick one and start doing it. I'll pick, I don't know, blue. I'll put blue here, and I'll just, there's only one pattern. It's drop, flick, back up, flick, drop, flick, flick to line back up and go up. So it's the same pattern. Okay. Now here's where you can start helping yourself. Now I've got 2. When you have 2, probably best practice, what I would do, especially if you're starting out, is just, if you wind up with 2, always put them on the right hand side. So on the right hand side, you have a pretty good shot. Then do it again, and now I wind up with 1. Now the 1 goes in the corner, and I either have to do it once or twice, depending. This kind of tells me that I have to do it twice, but if you don't want to think that far ahead, don't. Just know that once you have 1 and you put it in the upper left, and then you just bring it back, you're going to have to do the move either once or twice. So let's see, drop, flick, up, flick, drop, flick, flick, back. And put it in the upper corner again, and drop, flick, up, flick, drop, flick, flick, up. There they go. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Oh, this case, it's kind of funny because the corners are there, but the edge pieces are not in any kind of way, but the back is solved. It's a little rare. So basically you just start doing around the world, and it's going to give you something, right? In this case, I think it's going to give me the bad one. Yes! See, there's the bad one that we don't want. So remember, just pick I'll pick the other one because this is easier. Sorry, I'm just going faster because, yeah, there. I want to get to the corners again. Okay, so the way to practice the corners is just to keep on, you know, just pick one, red and green, and just do the move. I think 4 times completes it. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5. Okay, 6 moves. Okay, so to do it faster, you can do the double finger deal. So drop, and you know, as you get a little bit faster, you're kind of anticipating, like you're putting tension on the cube. So as you drop the side, this finger's already starting to flick. So I'm already, like, this finger is putting tension against it like this already, so that when I get to the bottom, boom. Okay, so it's just, instead of keeping it all separate, like down, flick, up, you know, it becomes more like boom, you know, boom, and then double flick, back. It's just a faster way to do it. Okay. So once again, let's get, we'll mess up the bottom, maybe we'll do it here. And try to get you a little bit different pattern this time. Okay, there's another one that comes up. We have two, they're in adjacent corners, okay? Doesn't matter, just, I mean, pick one, you know, anywhere really, and you're gonna, there, I just picked one, and I wound up with one. And that's what you have to do. You have to just, you know, even if I do it wrong, I mean, you know, here, I would obviously put it in this corner and do the move. And I wound up with one again, that's good. Upper left. Do the move again. Boom, done. So it's not quite, I think, as hard as the edge pieces. There's just not as many, you know, the people that sit and do it forever, I think you just try to get in. Okay, if there's none, just, you know, just pick a side. I mean, you can almost just like spin and guess, and okay, there, boom. Doesn't really matter. And I wound up with two. Okay, so here's the biggest tip is if there's two, okay, put them to the right. Put them to the right-hand side. And then do the same move. And you wind up with one a lot of the times. When you wind up with one, remember, goes in the corner. Wound up with one again. Upper corner. And it's solved. Okay? So hope that helps. You know, it's kind of hard without an actual video of somebody saying this is what I can't do. You know, I'd read the comments and I do enjoy them. And I hope I address the concerns. So yeah, just keep practicing. And I guess the other tips are when you practice, especially for the edge pieces, you can do the same pattern and create the pattern that you want, if that makes sense. Meaning if I do the pattern that I would do if they're adjacent and the cube solved, that's how I can practice it. They will become adjacent, so I can solve it. If I do the pattern for them across, they will, it will create that for me. So adjacent again is drop, bring it to the back, same side, left flick, line it back up. And that creates a solid face, always in front. And do it again. And there's my adjacent pair that I created, okay? So when it's here, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, take the edge cube, bring it in back, same side flick. Take the solid face it creates, do around the world twice. Once, twice, and the cube solved. So the other things are, you know, you can, as you're putting tension on a turn, you turn, tension, it's there. Usually when you do something like either 4, 6 times, I mean some things, like if you're going like this, you're going to be doing it a long time until the cube solves itself, right? You know, so, but other things, you know, just practice, even if the cube is scrambled, it doesn't really matter. If you just want to practice getting faster, you know, drop the corner, and you'll wind up with the same, so if you drop, flick, 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 and it solves it again, okay? Same, the opposite way, flick, 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 and it solves it. The same with around the world. There's 1, 2, 3, and it solved it. Should have been 4. That was weird. Huh, okay. So, once again, I hope I addressed everybody's concern. If you have any other comments or questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll do my best to help you guys out. Thanks.